Welcome everyone back to my channel. For those who are new, my name is Monica, and today I am doing a first impressions and a flip through of a tarot deck I only just received yesterday called the Unfolding Path Tarot. I backed this on Kickstarter, and the reason I am doing a first impressions video rather than waiting a while and doing a full review is that I already know how important this tarot deck is for me, for my own work, for self-development, but also for my work with clients. It has been a very long time since I felt this way about a tarot deck. And when I saw the images on the Kickstarter campaign, I knew straight away I had to obtain this. And I have to say, it hasn't disappointed. This is a truly stunning tarot deck. And what I will do in the first part of this video is I'll do a first impressions. I've got a few cards that I have pre-selected to go through to give you an idea of the flavor of this tarot deck, and then I will do the full 78 card flip through. So when you open the box, you have a little fold out, a bit like a mini poster that has the cards, like keywords for each of the cards, and a bit of an introduction by the creator, Athene. And I loved the feel of this. It's got a really nice smooth feel, as do the cards themselves. Now, before I go on, let me show you the inside of the box. It's got the tarot deck number, so I've got number 314 here, and I also have I bought a spare copy, and I'm so glad I did, because yeah, it's a really important deck for me. I already know this. So the cards they sit really snugly in the box because it has this sort of a foam insert that keeps them safe. So I really like that, but at the same time I don't like the foam insert. I don't like plastic or anything like that around my tarot cards. So it's a bit of a conundrum. Like I appreciate the fact that they come in perfect condition because of that, and at the same time I really don't like it. So I think I will make a tarot bag for these cards. So that's the box, and then, as you've already seen, these are the card backs, and the card stock is beautiful and smooth. It's not a heavy plastic laminate at all. It has more of a natural feel. My only, I guess the only thing I've got to say about this is that I'm a bit concerned that it's not thick enough. I certainly prefer my tarot cards to have a thicker stock. For those of you who might have the Dame Darcy Mermaid Tarot, you know, that sort of thickness, like really sturdy, something that will withstand decades of shuffling. Because when you love a tarot deck, you're going to use it a lot. You're going to use it for yourself, you're going to use it for clients, and eventually it starts to get really worn. And I don't mind the feel of a well-worn deck. It gives it character, but at the same time I don't want it to get too damaged. So let me turn this over and showcase some of the cards, starting with the High Priestess. And the moment I saw this card, I absolutely fell in love with it. I mean, it is absolutely stunning, and I can say this about the whole tarot deck, that each card is an absolute work of art. There is only one card that I'm not so sure about in the whole 78 cards. The rest are absolutely stunning. They are so beautifully created and drawn. And what I really, really appreciate in this deck is that it captures, like, the facial expressions are the best that I have seen in a tarot deck. They capture the energy of the card like no other tarot deck that I have. Okay, and of course, as an older woman, and I know there are people out there who will say, well, you're only 43 and you're so young, but you know, at 43 you're certainly not a spring chicken anymore. And I'm starting to touch upon the later phase of my life and what that would mean for me. And I love to see the High Priestess as an older woman, because often a lot of tarot readers, those who are well versed in their craft, are older women who've been through life, who've experienced life, and have that beautiful blend of pragmatism and spirituality. And of course, she's holding the pomegranate, and it's got the crescent, the triple moon. I think this is absolutely stunning. Another card I want to showcase is the Lovers, because once again, I love the tension in this card. There is a definite desire and sexual tension that is palpable, and it's expressed so beautifully between these lovers. And once again, that is what I think this tarot deck does really well. Aside from the fact that the artwork is stunning and so beautifully rendered, I think it captures the facial expressions capture the essence of the card. And speaking of that, here's the Devil now. This is so brilliantly executed, because to me, if you met this Devil, and I guess that the face is a bit androgynous, it could be male or female. To me, I think it's male. But it's got a mix of allure and power, that magnetic pull. You shouldn't, but you will. Right? I mean, so magnetic, so powerful, so like it draws you in, right? And that piercing look. And he's holding the chains, and I think that's such a brilliant message in the card, because it's saying, you have a choice here. Although the way he looks at you, you feel like you don't have a choice. And I think that's addiction, in a sense, where it's an addiction to a person or to a drug, is that magnetic pull that is irresistible and tests you to the extreme of your human strength, both mentally and emotionally and spiritually. It's brilliantly done. The Sun, what a joyous sun. It reminds me a little bit of the sun in Joanna Powell Colbert's Gaian Tarot, which features a woman, features the creator in the Sun card. But to me, it's got the same sort of vibe, right? So we've got a man, okay, and he's not Caucasian, but the vibe, he captures it so well, of the vibrancy and the sunshine and the happiness and health. Like he oozes vitality and a zest for life, right? And being in love with life and living it to the fullest. And I think this is a beautiful Sun card. The next card, and this is the one card, remember how I said there's one card that I'm not sure about? This is it. It's the Judgment card. And I get what the artist is trying to do here, or at least I think I get it. I'm not so sure. Let me enjoy some tea while I gather my thoughts. But to me, this Judgment card is about awakening, and awakening our power as spiritual being, awakening our potential, which is huge. It's absolutely huge. And the energy around the person here speaks to me of that, right? And the white, and the idea of a divine presence that this being is attuned to, and that is awakened to, and that they have that knowing within themselves. Well, at least I think that's what the artist is trying to convey here. But this is the one card where if you were a beginner, you might want to learn about the Judgment card from other tarot decks before working with this deck. So I forgot to say that this tarot deck is a Rider-Waite-Smith based tarot deck, and it follows Rider-Waite-Smith impeccably. But once again, this is the one card that I find that deviates from that and might be challenging for beginner readers. The Six of Cups, moving on to the Minor Arcana. The Six of Wands, I should say. This is the Six of Wands, and I love that. I mean, it's not just the fact that this deck is a diverse deck and it embodies that diversity in so many of the cards, But in the Six of Wands in particular, it gives the message that you might have a disability, and that might be physical, like in this card, but it might be mental, right? It might be emotional, like you might be, you might have suffering that might have happened and has left scars upon you, but you can still make it and win and be successful. So I absolutely adore this Six of Wands. The Queen of Wands is just, I mean, all the queens in this tarot deck are stunning, but I think, I'm a fire sign, so I resonate really well with the Queen of Wands, and I always look to see how the Queen of Wands is depicted in a tarot deck. And to me, this is just absolutely stunning. She exudes that beautiful enthusiasm and happiness that reminds us of the Sun card as well. And her dress, I mean, it's so opulent and rich, and yet it's not tackily done. There's so many rich people and you see the way they dress and you sort of wonder, well, I'm not going to go there, you know what I mean. But I like classic, and I like classic style, and she exudes that, right? Taste. And the energy of the card is one of like, it radiates life and happiness. And yeah, I absolutely love this Queen of Wands. The Seven of Cups, I wanted to showcase this card because I love her facial expression. And the Seven of Cups is that card where you've got so many options and you're trying to choose one, and you're thinking about all these options and you're trying to figure out which one am I going to choose. And she absolutely nails the facial expression with this card. It's absolutely beautifully done. The Page of Cups. Now I have to think about this one because pages traditionally represent young people in a tarot deck, and I wasn't sure whether an older person depicted on a page works, but I would say that the reason I think it's done really, really nicely, and there's a message here, and it's about being young at heart. Okay, so the Page of Cups invites you to explore and allow that youthful exuberance towards life. And I'm going to pause here and make a comment on that about the whole tarot deck, because I feel like the name of this tarot deck, the Unfolding Path Tarot, it speaks to our own path as human beings in this world, and how that path is unfolding before us like never before now, to choose and to embody that consciousness that places us as a part of nature, as a part of earth, rather than some sort of having some false dominance. It's about the power of love versus the love of power. It's about us becoming and manifesting our highest power. And that power isn't in terms of acquiring riches and being, and acquiring status in life. It's about finding our path that supports us as balanced, as conscious human beings, manifesting our own path. I hope I'm trying to articulate. It's really difficult. I haven't prepared anything for this review, for this video, so it's all a bit impromptu, but sometimes it's better that way. The Three of Swords, and I love this because she has the choice of taking this off and wearing something else, but for now she's choosing to acknowledge it, right? So when she's done with the grief process or the loss process, the pain process, she's able to take this off and move on. I love that. Queen of Swords. Well, I mean, you wouldn't mess around with her, would you? Because long before she uses that sword, she will cut you with her sharp words, intuition, and mind and wit, right? One of the strongest depictions of the Queen of Swords. Exceptionally powerful and strong and intelligent and sexy too. And the Three of Pentacles. The final one I want to look at is the Three of Pentacles, and I love this because it speaks to me about what I was talking about before, about finding our own path. And it doesn't matter if you're a baker, it doesn't matter if you're a work in IT with computers, you know, if that is your calling and that's what brings you joy and fulfillment and makes you a nurturing human being, a kind human being, right? Because you are following a path that is in line with your own integrity and with your own calling. And the Three of Pentacles, I mean, I think speaks to that, about the importance of finding our own path and our own work, and how it is interconnected with the whole of life, because his work caring for bees means that down the line you're able to reap this sweet, beautiful harvest. I just think that is really, really stunning. So I'm going to stop here. All I can say is I'm absolutely in love with this tarot deck. I know this tarot deck will form one of the top 10 tarot decks in my collection now. I can't speak highly enough of it and how well executed it is, not just because it keeps in line with the Rider-Waite-Smith tradition, not just because the artwork is stunning, but because the expressions of the people contained with it, you know, they say so much through the look in their eyes and their facial expression. And they allow you to capture the essence of what that card is all about. So let's have a look at the 78 card flip through. Thank you for watching.